climbing the walls from pain.
Okay.
You know, my skin's just screaming. So
Okay.
this is kind of weird. But I noticed the skin's more pliable instead of just firm.
Yeah.
It's more.
You don't have as it looks like you
softer.
don't have as much compared to where it was. Obviously, some of these things, you know, probably a nephrologist or a vascular specialist would be someone that would really want to take a look. But I think from the standpoint, you know, some of the, you know, the main thing you're taking, right? You're taking, I think you're taking a Senatol, right?
Senatol, is that the one?
It's a powder.
Yeah.
Yep, taking that. Plus you're taking the Diovasc. But Senatol can help with sometimes with neuropathy. Because it's a B vitamin that has it's a B8. So that can help a little bit with that, so it can make it a little more sensitive. So that's something, that's one thing that could be going on.
Oh, okay.
As well as naturally with the Diovasc, you're improving vascular efficiencies, right? So getting the blood out of the ankles back into the upper body, right? So it can help a little bit with that. But definitely there's noted swelling or decreased swelling from what I've seen in the past from that. So that's a good thing.
I noticed the tingles right here.
Okay.
Which is weird.
So tell me about the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
Meal log looks good. Exercise, your walking looks good. I see that you're doing your weight machines. That looks good. Tell me about your last 2 weeks.
Well, we finally finished up all our Biggest Loser contests and everything.
Saw that in your email.
Total, actually won a total of $150 between everything. So I'm kind of like, wow. And thinking about doing a little, I don't know if you call it a competition or challenge to people.
Yeah.
But it has to, you know, like at the gym, you have to lift 50,000 pounds in order to, you know, win something. And it's like, you know, little weights, not big weights. You know, just whatever you can lift as many times as you can until you reach that number. And I've been doing like 900 plus twice a week.
Okay.
You know, on my workouts. So I was thinking about having a challenge like that with some of my viewers and see if, and have like a bandana that says I have the power to lift 50,000 pounds type of thing, just for fun. So that's that. Diet, I think I've been
consistent.
Yeah. I did find a bread that I'm trying. It's kind of like, I put it on my last one. I had it with eggs and kind of, I think it was like, I was going for eggs and toast. It didn't come out as well as I liked. But it's a whole grain thin bread, they called it.
What day did you have it?
I want to say Saturday. Was it Saturday or Sunday?
Oh, right here. The Kroger multigrain slim sandwich bread, 1 bun's 90 calories.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like think of a pita bread, but smaller and thinner. And it's cut in half, so you can make it like a sandwich. But I've been craving, or I don't know if you call it craving, I've been wanting a sandwich, something I can pick up and go into.
Right.
Whatever what's inside's not the issue, it's being able to do that. And so
It's the texture.
Yeah, the texture more than anything.
More of a crunch.
Right. And so I got that, and I said, well, let's see how that's gonna work. So we're gonna try that.
Okay. Were you satisfied with it?
Not with my eggs.
Why is that?
Well, usually when I have eggs, I like them over medium.
Okay.
And then you use the bread to sop up the yolk.
Okay.
And this one's not very soppy.
Okay.
It doesn't soak it up very well. So it's like, that was my disappointment. But as a sandwich, I think as a sandwich it would probably work because it didn't fall apart.
What about, have you ever tried a lettuce wrap sandwich?
Yeah. I was looking at a thing and they used to take a lettuce instead of bread.
Don't like it?
Didn't work out.
Right, the reason why I bring that up is because the big lettuce leaves, sometimes if you get them crushed or crisp, right, it gives you more of that crunch that you're looking for. Oftentimes when you eat the sandwich anyways, the crunch that you get is from the lettuce naturally, so it kind of gives you that texture that you're looking for.
Right.
The other thing too is like Subway. One of the small tricks that you can do at Subway is actually have them, you know, take the bread and scoop out the inside of the bread. right? So you can reduce the calories by approximately 30 to 40% because you're taking out the middle portion of the bread, and really you're just left with the outside of the shell on top and bottom, similar to the slim.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So it gives
same concept, yeah.
Yeah, same concept, so you get fewer calories. That way, and if you're getting the texture of the bread or the salt taste that's in the bread, right? That's way it kind of appease you. One, it keeps keeps the calories down in doing so. So obviously the texture thing is kind of what you're looking at for what you're wanting.
Yeah, that's just being able to, and I thought.
But you weren't satisfied with it, with the route that you went with it.
Well, yeah, I thought, well, I'll try, because I was thinking I would try eggs and toast type of concept, and it didn't work out too well. But I think as a
What would you do
sandwich
differently?
Just not have the eggs the way I want them.
Okay.
Just have something different.
Why not put on some vegetables?
Put on some vegetables. What do you mean?
Like take the sandwich thins that you're getting, the 90 calories, right? Load it up with lettuce, tomato, and then use some smoked turkey.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm thinking about doing.
That way you're still, so you're getting like a turkey sandwich, and that way it's still going to be relatively low calorie because two to three slices of a deli turkey are only like 40 calories, right? And then if you add lettuce, tomato, pickle, if you want peppers or something along those lines, then really your calorie level for that whole sandwich should be less than 200.
Right.
Right? And then that way you're getting the texture that you're looking for. In addition, you're getting that crunch that most people are looking for as well. So try that. That way, try that for maybe your morning snack, mid-morning or mid-afternoon snack, and then rotate the bar till the mid-morning. So flip-flop which way you want to do. So here's what I would suggest if you do that. It's not much of a difference. Back down on the shakes to 1 scoop per shake versus 2. That way you're eliminating 150 calories right there. And you're adding in calories in your mid-afternoon snack or something along those lines. You're not going to know it visually, right, because you're still drinking the shake. It'll be thinner, right, but it's still the liquid, the volume that you're getting from the shake, right? So try doing that and see how you feel. Okay?
I'll do that. Yeah, because it's not like I want a sandwich all the time. It's just, I like to, I do have, like the guys go to have their burgers. I found some turkey burgers that are like a bit smaller and about half a calories.
I saw is it Burger King that now has turkey burgers? I think. So I know Carl's Jr.'s does, but I think Burger King now is offering turkey burgers. I don't know the caloric content of it. It's probably in the database, right? But it's something that you can look at. I know that more of the restaurants are adding more things to make it more healthy. I know McDonald's is offering their egg white McMuffin now, so it lowers the overall fat content without having to diminish the fat and cholesterol content without having to diminish the protein that you get. So that's good. So one of the things that you mentioned in your email to me was now that you're looking for other type of challenges or or something along those lines.
I've been looking around to see what I can find.
So besides starting your own, like the weight challenge as you mentioned, did you find anything?
Well, so far the only thing I found is people trying to do marathons, and ain't gonna happen.
You thought about walking a 5K?
Working on it. Yeah, I can do about a mile and a half right now. So it's I used to doing a 5K on the treadmill used to not be a problem, but now it's more of if I attempt it, it'll take a couple hours if I manage it. So it's one of those slow getting there type of thing. So.
Sure, or even like a mile walk. I mean, you're getting into the race season. It's getting ready to start. So I know some of these places will actually have like the typical 5K. They may have a family fun run, which is typically only like a mile, right? So that would be something that you could look into to at least start. That way it gives you a little bit of a competition for your own internal drive. Right. That way you can keep pushing and so forth for what you're doing. I think that would be a good opportunity to look into those things. So, that's good.
Do that. Oh, I did. I don't know if he got told, but At Buckley, I guess they're gonna continue the Biggest Loser that we were just in. They're gonna continue it till November, I think it is.
Oh, so it's a continuation.
Yeah, it's kind of a continuation of it. But we haven't gotten any emails, so I don't
Okay.
know anything about it.
So
I just got told about it yesterday.
So how are you doing? Because knowing that for you,
he's totally
competition's
off.
over, right? It's a start and a finish, and the finish is now done.
I'm still watching.
Yeah, I'm watching how much butter he puts on his popcorn at the theater.
Okay. And naturally, since that, from that perspective though, so, you know, he's now kind of gone, retracted to some of the previous aspects since there's no competition, there's no end in sight, right? How have you managed that within your social confines? Staying rigid, staying focused, when other people have now kind of pulled back?
I know, like yesterday we had to have a talk because he's been wanting me to buy the popcorn at the theater, and it's like I really don't want the popcorn, And so he finally said, okay, I didn't have to get it. If he wants more, he can always go buy more, because that's basically what he's doing anyway.
So do you typically buy one and share it? Is that what you guys do?
No, he has his own, and he gets if I, like if he bought one and I took 2 kernels, he'd have an absolute fit. So if I wanted any popcorn, I would have to get my own. And I would normally get the baby, even before all of this.
So he's not going to share his popcorn?
He's not sharing his popcorn.
Okay, all right.
And then if I get one, I get the baby one, but still that's too many calories for that one. And since he's going to have it before I'm done with it anyway, he gets it all layered with butter. And so I only have like a little bit off the top, and that's it. But it's getting to the point where I just don't want it, And
why do you not want it?
To me it's a waste.
Waste in what way?
I don't want it. It's like I want a few pieces, not the whole bag.
So if I understand what you're inferring is you're saying that you can have it, you just don't want it.
Right.
You said it's not worth it.
Yeah, it's just not worth it.
What's not worth it?
Well, to buy a whole bag for a few pieces.
Okay.
To me.
So do you get something else?
Oh yeah. Well, like yesterday, I brought my own food. I had a thing of fruit and some yogurt with me, and then I had a little cup thing of that dried cereal. It was whole wheat, little bits of wheat things, and I just had one of those little mini cups things, and so I think it's like 1/3 of a serving, if that, and just enough to have something to nibble on while I was watching a movie, And I was fine. I was more than full. I didn't even finish all the food that I brought with me, and which was part of the diet anyway, so it was like not a big deal that I ate it. I have noticed that, before he was more willing to eat the vegetables when I fixed a meal. Now it's like last night he had chicken, but he didn't want any vegetables at all. So I
Didn't think about it.
Well, I offered, and you kept telling me no.
You didn't offer. You just asked if I wanted something. No, you just asked if I ate, is all you said.
Do you feel singled out? No?
No.
But other than that, I've just been, going down my recipes, trying something new all the time, that kind of thing.
Have you tried researching recipes from CookingLight.com?
Never heard of it.
Okay.
Cooking Light?
Yeah, CookingLight.com.
Okay.
It's a website where they obviously focus on healthy recipes and so forth. Some are not so low calorie, some of them are. They do have an option, I think it's called under 330 minutes, and so they have there's some of those things that I've posted online, right, have come from that.
Oh, okay.
And so they've got like I don't know how many, they've got quite a few of meals that are under 300 calories per serving, and it typically will pair it with 1 or 2 things, right? So it's worth investigating. That way, try one or 2 a week, and that way once you get to that point where you're trying different things and you've got your own recipe base or meal base that you like to circulate through, that may, every 2 weeks you're having the same thing, but every 2 weeks, right? So that way it gives you some variety to that. That's something I would recommend trying to do. Obviously you're doing really well with looking for alternatives on your own, like with your chili and soups and stuff like that. Looking for other alternatives, expanding your horizons.
Yeah.
Right? To other alternatives that are available, because there's abundant information available out there on the internet. So, I think Cooking Light is one of the better ones that I have encountered.
LITE?
Yeah, LITE.
I like that. Because he could tell you I have this red notebook thing, and as I find recipes I like, I type them up and put them in my notebook.
Yep.
And then I just kind of circulate through them. But with the recipe books, like I got like recipe books where I haven't tried the recipes. I go through them and say, what can I have, and then I try the recipes in conjunction with whatever else I
Sure.
have. Like the next 2 recipes I got for this week, one is called dumpling soup.
Okay.
But actually what it is eggs and, well, it says eggs and heavy cream, but I'm going to change the heavy cream. But, if anything, I could just do the eggs. Basically, you just boil eggs and chicken broth. It's basically, with a little bit of vegetables, and that's about it. So I may put more vegetables in there, just to make it. But basically the concept is that you just dump the eggs in there with the broth, let it cook until the eggs become firm, and then cut it into squares, so that way it's kind of like having dumplings.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's worth a try.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
so have you calculated what the caloric content would be?
I haven't done that yet.
Okay.
It just looks like it's doable.
Okay.
It looks like it'd probably be about 4 servings.
Okay.
And then there's
now for broth, because I remember you said you make your own broth.
I make my own broth.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then
how much salt do you put in your broth?
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I just put, like if I want some vegetables or something like that, I put that in there.
Okay.
But then I just boil it, and then so when I go to make something that I need broth with, it's just water and whatever I've boiled in with it. Like the meat of that kind. The other recipe is a salsa, so I was asking him what kind of what would he like to go with the salsa? Would you like a taco mix or a burrito mix or a fajitas or something like that? So I'm waiting for him to tell me what he'd like to go with the salsa.
Sure.
And of course Michael's going to be home. He'll like the salsa. He'll just want chips and eat it like crazy.
Right. Okay.
So,
all right.
And the salsa.
So he's going to be out of school here in about a month.
Yes, mid-May.
Right. So is he coming back home, or is he staying up in Fort Collins?
No, he'll be coming back home, but he's thinking about getting a job and getting his own apartment.
Oh, okay.
Because I told him I says, the door's always open. We got more than enough room. The house is big enough. It's just that, he's 23 years old, and he's like, I need my own space. It's like he doesn't feel right being at that age still living with mom and dad.
Right. So you live in a dorm, or you live in an apartment up there?
A dorm.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's just wanting his own space. He's got a friend. They're talking about getting an apartment together, and his friends never lived on her own before, and so it's kind of like he's showing her the ropes on how to do this other living and stuff like that. And it's a roommate situation, not a boyfriend-girlfriend situation. It's like, whatever, I can't complain about. I've had male roommates as well as female. So he's talking about hopefully doing something like that before we're done. And I was like, whatever, door's always open,
right.
that.
Well, the reason I brought that up is because if he was moving home, then the grocery shopping will change. Kind of like what you were talking about. When he does come home, mom likes to make certain things for him. Right.
On the most part, he's pretty self-sufficient.
Okay.
It's one of those. We may buy a few things for him that I know is like staple that he has to have every week or would like to have every week.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. But usually he'll, if he doesn't want what I'm fixing, he knows how to go get his own type of thing. And usually he goes over to the Chinese store. That's the hard part, is he comes home with the Chinese food, eats some of it, and then puts it in the fridge, and I'm like, Get rid of that.
Yeah.
So, that was one thing I did this week I was kind of proud of. My sister's birthday was recently, and so we got together a couple days ago, something like that. And she had a job interview out by where we live. And so I told her, well, why don't we just go hang out? And she wanted to go to her favorite Chinese store, or Chinese restaurant, which is one I usually go to. And it's a pretty good one, because if you tell them, I don't want this or I don't want that, they'll fix it the way you like it, type of thing. And so I had chicken and vegetables, and you have your various sizes that you can order, and I ordered a small, which is just slightly bigger than what I would have for dinner. And so I ate some of that, and then the rest of it came home.
Okay.
Kind of like the other restaurant that we went to, the
Yep.
steak place that we went to.
Yep.
And Val was real surprised because she ordered a regular lunch, and it was like twice the size of my meal.
How did you feel when you saw that and she's ordering normal and then you're kind of purposely restraining? How did you feel?
I felt okay, but I was just like,
Any sense of awkwardness?
well, just the size of the plate. You know, you could fit 2 of my plates onto her one plate, and I'm thinking, man, that's a lot of food. That's all I could think of, was it was a lot of food. Granted, she ordered what I normally would eat, which was the cashew chicken. But I know that it has a lot of salt in it, and the cashews are very high in the fat and calories.
So, with your, this was your sister, right?
Yeah.
So, you felt okay.
Mhm.
How did she feel when you were compared? Because naturally people look and see what everybody else is ordering,
Mhm.
right? And they compare what they're doing, right? So, did she feel awkward? Did she feel unease? Did she make any comments? Hey, why don't you have some in mind? Did she? Nothing along those lines.
She ordered a to-go box for half of hers too.
Okay, good.
So,
Okay.
which is normal. She usually does that. You know, we're pretty much in agreement when you go to go to a restaurant. They usually serve more than you can eat anyway.
Right.
So she was about like me. She ate about half of what was there, and then she put the rest in the to-go box. Of course, she ordered all these, you know, the egg rolls and all that other stuff. I didn't get that stuff yet.
Okay.
But yeah, we had a good visit, and then I took her shopping for some clothes and stuff like that.
That was Monday.
Yeah. Oh, Monday. Okay. But my yeah, she's been gaining weight lately, and she's and been under a lot of stress. You know, massive amount of stress.
Right.
And I was explaining to her that stress alone could cause you to gain weight. You know, never mind their eating habits aren't the best. You know,
Right.
you go anywhere you go in that house, you're gonna find cookies, candies, all kinds of treats like that.
Toxic environment.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, and to be in my house, her kids have a hard time being anywhere in my house because I don't have candies and cookies, and you know, if I buy a treat, it's far and few between.
Right.
Does that make sense? Granted, we have do we still have ice cream in the refrigerator? Okay. I know I bought it like a month ago. I had like a small scoop of it, and then somebody else has been working on it. And I caught him in the living room with the ice cream container and a spoon.
I only had about 4 scoops.
4 scoops of your spoon or 4
spoon.
ice cream scoops?
Spoon.
What's that?
A spoon.
4 spoons, okay. All right.
I just walked in there and laughed and walked away. I was like, okay.
Right.
But yeah, and you know, like I said, I have that little bowl. If I'm gonna have, you know, a
Right.
cheat, that's what I would have. So.
This is your journey.
Mhm.
Nobody else's journey.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And so naturally people will start off the journey with you and then they kind of fall off the beaten path. Right? And so this is your journey.
Yeah.
Right? And so then it's evaluating what you're doing and what you're trying to accomplish. That's the most important thing to recognize, that you know this is for you. People are emotionally supportive.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah, but they're not gonna follow the diet with me or
Correct.
anything like that. No, I have noticed with my mom.
Initially, people will
Sometimes.
do that initially, and then it kind of, you know, are we still doing this? And it's short-lived. And
Yeah.
so that's why you have to look at the long term. That you know, you're making the changes for the long term. The
Right.
behaviors are for the long term.
Right.
Right. You know, it's okay to have a little bit of ice cream. It's okay to have these certain things, but what we're trying to get away from is having overabundance. In addition to that is eating out of like a potato chip bag. Don't eat out of the potato chip bag. Take a little bit, get it on a plate, or get it on a
Right.
napkin and eat it from the napkin.
Right.
Same with the ice cream. Don't eat it out of the container. Right? Put it if you want some, put it in a bowl.
Right.
Right? And that way you're limiting the amount. Otherwise, you don't know how much you truly eat.
Right.
Right? That's the concern.
Yeah.
So.
And you got to be careful about all of that. I
Yeah.
get a kick out of my mom because when I first started, she was afraid to eat anything in front of me, and now she'll fix herself a great big old dinner,
Mhm.
with all the fixings and trimmings and stuff like that, because she knows that I'll bring whatever I need,
Yep.
And now that I can have more foods, more real life foods, and my schedule's been such that I can eat while she's eating.
Sure.
It makes her feel a little more comfortable, but she's not as shy about eating
Right.
whatever she wants around me.
How's the hunger been for the last few weeks?
On the most part, I haven't. Today I'm hungry because I haven't eaten yet, but
Okay.
that's about it.
Do you normally eat though in the morning? I mean, what's your spacing?
It might be a couple of hours before
Okay.
I get around to eating, and that's just because I'm feeding her and I'm feeding the cats and taking care of all that other stuff.
Okay.
That kind of thing. I get up in the morning. I have a lot to do before I can get around to the meal part.
Okay.
I have noticed, though, I'm having trouble eating. I had a couple of nights where I'm shoving food in me because I haven't gotten it all down yet, and I'm about to explode, and I go to bed and I got sick in the middle of the night because
Okay.
I shoved it. So like yesterday, I think I only did like 500 calories, just because I ate when I was hungry, but I couldn't eat everything by the time it was time to go to bed, and I'm like, I can't.
How much? What color is your urine?
Yellow.
Is it bright? Is it dark?
I never really thought about it. It doesn't seem either way.
Okay, but it's yellow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, and that's pretty consistent.
Yeah.
All right. You're probably not getting enough water.
Okay.
If your urine is yellow, especially if it has more of that ammonia smell, naturally you're not getting enough fluid.
Right.
If it's bright yellow, then it's predominantly the B vitamins that you're getting through the course of the meals and all that kind of stuff. So that's not something to be concerned about. It's just if it's darker yellow, then it's obviously a sign of dehydration. So it should be just a slight tint, right?
Yeah.
Or clear. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, that's closer what it is. It's not.
Okay.
It's not. Like the dark. But I noticed once or twice it was a brighter color, but usually it's more clear.
Okay.
Clear yellow.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Other than that, stools have been pretty good.
Okay,
Haven't
good.
had any problem. A couple of times I've had 2 or 3 in a day.
Okay.
So
how's your scale been?
going down. I had a couple of days where
I know it stayed put. I saw 176.8 very consistently.
I was like.
Yeah, or 276.8.
Yeah, it started going up a little, and then I remembered you said because I tried some new exercises.
Yep.
But the weird thing was they were leg exercises, but it was my stomach that was hurting.
Okay.
And I mean, to the point where it's really hard. And I could feel the muscles.
What kind of leg exercise were you doing?
I did a bunch of videos, but there were all the different machines that I could find that did leg exercises.
Okay.
Because you were talking about doing more
Yep.
leg exercises. So I did a short video, or took a short video of all of them. I just haven't put it together and put it on YouTube yet. But it's, like the ones you were saying about kicking up. There's a cushion on the top and the
Yep.
bottom. You go up and down like this. Some you're laying on your stomach and kicking up, or
Okay, so
on the leg.
working the backside of your legs.
Yeah. And then there's the squat, some where you're up here and the chair goes up and down as you
Okay,
do your
so leg pressing. Okay.
And the other ones were, of course, you're upside down doing the same thing. And I increased the weight for the legs. I was told for up here 7 pounds, and I can increase it 1 pound per month.
Okay.
Because of the back injury.
Okay.
But the legs is going to let me go 10 pounds a month to a point.
Okay.
You know, and so I tried 70 and I was able to do it with no problem. I used to leg press about 400 before I got hurt. So it's, and up here was about 75 if I wanted to,
Okay.
type of thing. But it's been a while, 3 years of not doing any
Yeah.
workout at all. Cause I tried once before to work out, and I got to about 20-30 pounds, and I ended up hurting myself.
Okay. All right. Well, you know your own body then.
Yeah.
Well, let's have you take off your jacket and let's get your weight.
Somebody is
Let
really
me get your
bad.
jacket. Let me get your blood pressure real fast too.
Somehow.
There we go. This arm's quite a leash. There we go. All right.
She's like, what's going on?
Just fully relax your arm. So did you look at the menu at the ModMarket online?
Yeah, I did. Matter of fact, we were talking about trying it out today.
Yeah, try it over here off of Arapahoe and I-25.
Oh, okay.
On the west side of I-25.
Okay. Yeah, you're saying it was.
It's actually pretty good. I've been over there a few times, and I like the nutritional information they put on the receipt that you get. And even if you got half an entree, it's only about 320 calories.
Wow.
Oh, try it again real quick.
Oh.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, we have these issues.
There we go. All right, just wanna relax. Yeah, most of their entrees, all their entrees, if you get a full entree, is about 500. Some of them can be up around 650, and that's for certain pizzas.
Oh, wow.
But it's a big pizza, and so most people can split it between two people. I would say it's about a 12-inch pizza, but it's thin crust.
Oh, okay.
So even if you want to do like a sandwich or a salad, it's still going to be about 500 to 600 calories.
Well, you mentioned pizza. I know somebody on the other side here would be happy to try that.
And it's fresh eateries. They use all fresh ingredients every day.
I just like to check it out.
And they make their soups daily.
Got good soups?
Yeah, they have a green chili, and they have some of the others, and there's some seasonal items. 122 a room.
So you want to try pizza? He's like, whatever.
I haven't seen the menu, so.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get your weight. I'll give you the, because I have a hard menu here. But their pizzas, like their margarita pizza, is 618 calories. So it's got basil, mozzarella, and red sauce, and they've got a 3 cheese, a prosciutto,
Sounds good.
a barbecue chicken. Good, 4 pounds.
276. Blah, 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 blah. Don't want to say 274.
Because you hit 4 pounds, that's why.
Yeah.
Coming up on 40. 37. You're out of the 50s. Your BMI.
Oh, wow.
That's good. All right, so even if some of these I don't know, but they do have some home style plates as well, like roasted chicken, and you can get 2 sides. I'm not really sure what the caloric value is of that, but they have green chili, broccoli cheddar, which I wouldn't recommend. They don't have any of the nutritional information there, as you can see. And they have a curry split pea. They have sandwiches.
That does.
So it's on a whole, all these nutritional information are whole. Whole values. So even if you got a half sandwich and a half salad, right? So let's say for that one that's 588, right? Or even say with the Thai chicken's 438, so that's only going to be about 215 calories for half a sandwich. Plus, if you get a salad, that's another 215, so it's still going to be about 450 calories for a sandwich and a salad.
Okay.
Or if you guys wanted to split a whole pizza, then you're still talking, 320 to 350 calories for the whole meal. So if you did it that way, so it's good. I like the ingredients. They use fresh ingredients. It can be dairy free, it can be gluten free. If people want to go down that road, and it's a great option. It will be packed when you get in there. I've only been over at lunch, and every time I've gone in there, it is packed.
Oh wow.
So it's really good food.
Okay.
As well.
Yeah, when I mentioned our cheat day, we make, after we get done here, we have our cheat day,
Yeah.
and that's our one time we can go to the restaurant, and try something, but we have to still stay in our guidelines.
Yep. Yep.
And so, like one time he took me over to Sweet Tomato, I was happy.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet.
I had this salad that was like this big, And,
Yep.
and I had a little bit of dessert. It was like a spoonful of dessert,
Yep.
So I was thinking, the doctor's encouraging our
So
cheat day.
so when we look at where you're at with your intake versus expenditure, you're right about 2 pounds per week. Where we thought we'd have you, right? Because that's exactly when we measured your last metabolism. You're still doing the green tea. You just upped it a little bit, right? So we talked about that. Okay. So that's good. And then we'll get you the Diovasc. And just take one.
No, I just need one dose.
Yeah, one. Let me just make sure, because it should be, one.
And I didn't know if I was supposed to take
Yep.
two separate times a day, or one,
You can
or
take
both
a day,
together.
you can do that, but now you only need to take it once daily at this point.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Did you bring the checkbook?
And then you need some supplies today, so what would you like?
What kind of flavors we got?
We've got all four. Strawberry, raspberry, chocolate, vanilla. Bars, I think we've got all 3 chocolates.
Okay.
And I might have a lemon.
Okay, how about a strawberry chocolate on the
shakes?
On the shakes.
Okay.
And what would you say? You said you had a lemon in the bars?
Yeah, there's a lemon.
I want to try the lemon.
Yeah, you may like it.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of those. It's because it's not a big. I only typically get it like a couple times per month because I only have like 2 patients that like it. So everybody else is. I'm not a lemon person either. So
I love
it's either
lemon.
you like it or you don't.